said about the Legend of Zelda that hasn't been said before. For over 25 years, The Legend of Zelda has managed to captivate the hearts and the imagination of gamers alike with its gameplay and story. For me, that experience came with Ocarina of Time in 1998. I was captivated with the story, the music, but most of all, the boss battles. That's why today I present to you Cannonball's top 7 Zelda bosses. Now, for this list, I will only be looking at the Zelda games that were released on the N64, GameCube and Wii. That means NES, SNES and handheld games will be on their own list. Also, since this is a dungeon boss list, that means no final bosses. That's for another list. Anyway, enough of my yammering, let's get on with the list.
Number 7. Ancient Automaton Collectus. Boss of the Ancient System, Skyward Sword.
The Ancient System is a bright, vibrant temple to begin with, but as you delve deeper, the atmosphere becomes dark and gloomy, with zombified enemies. What makes Collectus memorable is the fact that it reminds me of fighting an Iron Knuckle in Ocarina, where Link has to entice Collectus to attack him, dodge at the last minute, then counter-attack. The battle is truly memorable when Collectus is able to rise up from the ground and hound Link by summoning the zombified enemies or flailing his 6 swords around like a blender. The fun comes when Link is able to whip away its joints, leaving Link with a huge sword to play with. Yeah, attack him with his own weapon. Collectus has the most terrifying death sound ever, it still gives me the creeps to this day. Yeah, that's creepy.
Number 6. Voltaire, boss of the Wind Temple, Wind Waker.
Voltaire is a pretty straightforward boss battle. When it's under the stand, stay away from the dark circle or be eaten. Once it raises its head, hookshot the tongue, then attack! After a while, Voltaire will spawn offspring to attack Link. Link has to deal with these offspring before it can attack Voltaire again. After a while, it will surface and fly around the room, homing in on Link's position. Just don't get hit like I did. Once defeated, dance for joy.
Number 5. Orgalorg, boss of the city in the Sky Temple, Twilight Princess.
This boss requires a lot of patience, as for most of the time, Orgalorg will fly around the outside of the arena. The first half of the battle, Link has to hook onto its tail to smash it to the ground, just to remove its armour. Once the armour goes, the battle goes skyward. This is where Link has to be 2 steps in front of Orgalorg to attack its weak spot. Orgalorg seems to be a pretty unique boss and makes use of the double claw shot, and that's why I find it memorable. Nothing is more satisfying than doing that final attack into its back. Also, watch Link's head here.
Number 4. Phantom Gannon, boss of the Forest Temple, Ocarina of Time.
So, before this battle, you get a lot of build up to Ganondorf. You see him in your dreams. The Great Deku Tree's been cursed by him. Zelda tells you to spy upon him. He seals up the Dongo's cavern. He attacks the castle and Link. Unless you see, he chases after Zelda. When Link gets the Master Sword, you see that things have went to hell because of him. So imagine the surprise to see him standing behind you as the boss of this temple. This battle is enjoyable due to the phantom hopping between paintings and the dead man's volley. This also gives you a taste of what's to come when you face Ganondorf later on. What I love about this bit here is the backhanded compliment and the smugness that you won't beat him.
Number 3, Lord, boss of the arbiter grounds.
First half of the battle, you use the spinner to traverse over the quicksand to attack Lord's spine, trying to avoid spike spinners, lava breath and undead soldiers. Once you think you're done, the quicksand disappears and you attempt to make a path out, only to find there's still life in the old fossil. The second half sees Link jump between walls to avoid fireballs and spike spinners. Seriously, how the hell is Link not dizzy or sick because of this thing? Like Orgalorg, Star-Lord is another unique battle due to the fact it uses the new item, the spinner. In fact, the whole battle seems to be like a giant pinball game.
Number 2, Goat, boss of Snow Peak Temple, Majoras Mask.
During a normal playthrough of Majora's Mask, I will face this boss 2 or 3 times because I love it. It's another unique boss taking advantage of the Goron mask. Goat runs away from Link in a circular room, attacking Link with lightning bolts, electric balls, causing rocks to fall from the ceiling, and when it's desperate, leaving bombs. The reason this is number 2 is because no matter how many times I face Goat, no 2 battles are the same. There are times where he can be kicking my ass, and there's others when it's like taking candy from a baby.
And number 1, this guy!
Okay, not technically a boss battle, but you still need a boss key to face him. Right? Okay, it's these two. Growing up, my sisters and I would have our own parts to play in each playthrough of Ocarina. My sister would do the entire water temple with no hesitation, in fact she still does, whereas mine would be to face this boss. This boss takes advantage of the mirror shield, where you have to redirect the magic back to the opposite witch. Halfway through, Twin and Rover will combine into what they call dynamic double attack. In this form, Link has to store 3 blasts of the same energy in the shield, then project it back towards them. What I adore about this boss is the humour. The way that Iron Knuckle goes to attack with its axe, snaps its fingers and it's ready to go. The way that Twin and Rover flirt with Link when they combine. And last, the way that they fight at the end, about who's older, just appeals to my sense of humour. Thanks for watching. Tell us what your top 7 bosses are in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like the Facebook page. Until next time.